Hey, how's it going? My name is Steve Bell. I'm with Employers Health and Safety LLC. Tonight we're out in Kansas at an undisclosed location, and what we're doing is we're working with O'Donnell Construction Company, and they are working on a highway. So tonight we're just checking out, making sure everybody knows what's going on. They're a great team. They know exactly what's going on. But the main thing is just checking on the people. We've got a contracted work site and or traffic control company that is out here working with us, and the shift starts at 8 o'clock, goes till about 5 o'clock in the morning. But again, we're just taking some pictures and showing our clients do it right.
For O'Donnell Sons Construction, warmer weather means that roadwork season is in full effect, which means more and more work zones are popping up on our interstates, highways, and streets. It's also that time of year when more people are on the road traveling greater distances to the beach, mountains, and other vacation spots. Let's discuss road safety and why it's so important. Brought to you by Employers Health and Safety. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a 2015 census of fatal occupational injuries, there were 136 construction worker deaths caused by roadway incidents involving motor vehicles. Proper safety equipment should be worn by all personnel inside the work zone. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, including hard hats, steel-toe boots, highly visible clothing, and depending on the noise level, hearing protection. All highly visible clothing, whether it's a vest, a jacket, or shirt, should be bright fluorescent orange or wine yellow, and have a visible reflective material, especially for working at night, and this should meet all American National Standard Institute's Class 2 or 3 standards. Workers performing road construction are susceptible to overexertion and heat-related illnesses. Asphalt absorbs 95% of the sun's rays, and asphalt temperatures can easily be 30 degrees or higher than the surrounding air temperature. It is imperative that the road workers stay hydrated. Workers should drink plenty of water or liquids high in electrolytes, like sports drinks or coconut water. Workers should also get out of the sun and the heat as much as possible, especially on extremely hot days, to avoid heat stroke, dehydration, and heat exhaustion. It's always a good idea to carry extra water with you, whether it is in a high-vis Camelback or some kind of canteen, and have access to water readily available. In addition to ensuring that all personnel at the job site have the proper training required, it is also a good idea to have a quick safety meeting before work begins. Since conditions can change greatly from day to day in the work zone, workers should be briefed on work activities scheduled each day and notified of all potential hazards. This is also a good time to ensure that all workers have and are wearing the proper protective personal equipment required for the work being done that day. A competent person should be on site whenever work is being performed. Per OSHA, a competent person is someone capable of identifying existing and predictable hazards in the surroundings or working conditions which are unsanitary, hazardous, or dangerous to employees, and who has authorization to take prompt corrective measures to eliminate them. A competent person is needed to conduct hazard assessments and regular inspections of the work site. Every road construction project should have a transportation management plan. The plan should consist of a temporary traffic control plan to protect workers by safely conducting traffic around or through the work zone. You should also have a traffic control plan for inside the work zone that manages the flow of heavy equipment, construction vehicles, and workers. The work zone should consist of an advance warning area with warning signs alerting motorists and upcoming changes in driving conditions, a transition area using traffic control devices for lane closures and traffic pattern shifts, a buffer area, the work area, and a termination area to allow traffic to resume back to normal, and a sign indicating that the work zone has ended. Road construction work zones are busy areas, usually with several activities taking place at the same time. To avoid accidents, use cones, barrels, and barriers to clearly delineate specific areas of the work zone, such as material storage, areas where heavy equipment is being used, and vehicle parking and safe areas for workers on foot to move about in.
All right, here you go. My name is Steve Bell. We're out here with O'Donnell & Sons Construction out in Kansas. Basically what we're doing is we're on the night shift and we're checking out all of the crew, making sure everybody's safe and operating safely. We did some equipment checks. We're also did some traffic control. As you can see, we got traffic completely backed up in the Kansas area here, which is good. If the traffic is slower and it's backed up like it is, then that means it's safer for our workers. When people start slamming by, going by so fast, then we really can't control them. So we've got a wonderful crew out here tonight. We're going to be out here all night long. The shift starts at 8 o'clock p.m. and it goes till 5 a.m. in the morning, and that is a requirement to be off the road before high traffic area, or before the high traffic hits when everybody's going to work. So again, this is EHS, and we're out here in Kansas, and we're having a great time, and we want everybody to be safe out there. Thanks, and have a great day.
Every road construction project is different, and each work zone has its own unique hazards and challenges, so creating a safety program geared specifically for the site can go a long way in preventing accidents. The site-specific safety program includes identifying all hazards and plans to control and mitigate them, scheduled to routinely inspect all equipment and material, a plan for first aid and emergency medical care in the event of an accident, and safety training schedules for all employees. Vehicles and heavy equipment are constantly moving about inside the work zone, including dump trucks, compactors, pavement planers, excavators, pavers, and rollers. Operators should ensure that all mirrors and visual aid devices are attached and operating properly, including backup alarms and lights. If you're on foot and working near these machines while in operation, remember that the driver has a limited line of sight. Always stay in visual contact with the driver. A good rule of thumb to follow is that if you can't see them, they probably don't see you. Regardless of what your job duties entail in the work zone, you should always be mindful of what's going on around you. Avoid walking behind any vehicles that may be backing up or into the swing radius of heavy equipment. Whenever possible, face traffic while inside the work zone, or have a spotter available when your back is turned. Spotters should also be used to monitor the movement of vehicles and heavy equipment inside the work zone, in addition to monitoring traffic to alert workers to any potential dangers. In our industry, it has now become commonplace to work at night. Working at night provides two advantages to both the crew and the traffic that comes through negotiating the work zone. One, road crews work in a cooler environment instead of having to work in the hot sun. Two, traffic is much less congested at night, potentially reducing the risk of an accident if all safety precautions are in play for the road crews. Working at night does present a new set of hazards, which is why a well-lighted area, a heightened sense of awareness, and proper training in this environment become essential to making sure every crew member gets home safely to their family. Please make sure you follow all instructions from your direct supervisor, remember your training, and above all, notify someone, anyone, quickly if you see an unsafe hazard or potential accident that could happen on your site. O'Donnell & Sons Construction and Employers Health and Safety thank you for your hard work and your time in reviewing this overview of road safety. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask your supervisor for any clarification. As always, be safe out there. You're valuable to us.